What do you say out there to the people that say they don't have time?
So you just have to prioritize and do what you want. Anytime I missed, it was pretty much 100% excuse that I just didn't want to get up and go. And then you pay for it the next time. I have 4 businesses, 2 kids. We travel all over the place. And whatever you tell yourself is going to be your reality at the end of the day. You can do it.
All right, guys, what's up? We're back today. I'm with my friend Bryan. We just finished an awesome private lesson here. So Bryan and I met through a mutual friend, Alan Belcher, who was, a top contender in the UFC. One of my mentors. Bryan had him speak at one of his events. Bryan has a very successful company. Also, David Goggins spoke at that event, who I look up to a lot. I know you do too. So Bryan runs a multi-million-dollar company. One of the most successful guys I know. He drives how long to get here?
Without traffic, about 90 minutes.
So he drives, an hour and a half to get here every week. Every now and then he'll miss if he has something with his company or his family. He also has 2 young kids, a wife, a lot of responsibilities. Tell me a little bit about your background. And we kind of know that you came to us through the recommendation, from Alan Belcher. But let's talk a little bit about your background, where you come from, and what led you to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, to start it all out, I went to the Marine Corps in 1993 and got out in 99. When I look back, a lot of military people think they're tough just because they signed up and went to boot camp and things like that. And I thought that too at one point. We'll kind of flash forward a little bit. You come here with Mike and it's eye-opening. I'll say straight up, I'm not prepared. If an altercation happened on the street, or I wasn't not prepared to protect my family. And, from there I went and worked at the prison, and from murders to you name it, to burglaries. And most of the altercations there would end just with a wrestling move. So I really didn't understand how much was actually needed if a true riot or something went down. And I was single with no kids till I was 41. And once I had 2 babies, I realized if something happened, I cannot protect my family. And so going back to Alan, I learned to trust, know, like, and trust Alan. And I said, who would you recommend in my local area? Now I'm 90 minutes away. There's other jiu-jitsu places near where I live. I don't know anything about them too much. I don't have anything to say. And I just really learned to trust Mike. I tell Mike, I said, Mike, I'm 46. I got to be able to carry both my babies, and I got to be able to run when I need to. So teach me, and yet protect me, and yet put me in uncomfortable positions that I can learn. And this is one of the most valuable things. And when I tell people, it correlates with business. As jiu-jitsu, from what I understand, is strategic moves, and business is strategic moves. So once you start to unlock all parts of your brains and your body, and they can kind of go in momentum, business is easy. You come here and, let Mike tap you out a few times, and then when you go out there and you're
nicely, I didn't hurt him today.
No, very nicely.
But today was like a real training day. We had the gloves on, and you can see I was punching Bryan in his face, but you can tell he's in one piece. He was breathing a little bit heavy. Sure, it was challenging, but I'm not here to hurt my students. We want you to keep coming back. Hopefully, you've seen that as the theme with the other interviews we've done. But please continue.
Yeah. So in short of it, it's once you unlock that from the strategy in your business, you read books, you come and do things like this. I run 30-mile races, 100-mile races with my friends, like relays. And when you come and do this, it's so much more cerebral, because if you're not thinking how you're going to get out of the spot he's putting you into, it's game over. And it's hard for me to explain how those things melt and can push you forward in everything in life. So I really enjoy it, and it's eye-opening. It's very humbling. I don't walk out of here thinking I'm anything tough at all when I learn this, but every week, if I can just get a tiny bit better, that's my goal.
Mm-hmm. I think you're being a little tough on yourself. Bryan's very humble, but I think that if he got into an altercation with just a random person on the street, we have to remember that most people, they can't fight. Less than 1% of the population studies any combat sport whatsoever. But today I gave him some looks of someone that maybe knows a little bit of boxing, a little bit of wrestling. And we all know somebody like that. So we have to be able to defend ourselves against someone that's just, some random person that's probably very low skill. But we also have to be able to defend ourselves against someone that's, a trained killer too. And once we get to that level, which is usually around the purple belt level, it takes time. I'm confident that my students can defend themselves against pretty much anybody. So, Ryan, here's the thing. I hear excuses every day.
Yeah.
You're driving 90 minutes to get here. You're running a multi-million-dollar company. You have 2 small children, and I see you are an awesome father. You're spending time with your kids.
Yeah.
You're spending time with your family. You guys just went to some trip, didn't you? Some place I just saw. You get so. What do you say out there to the people that say they don't have time? Because that's one of the biggest. I mean, if not the biggest excuse and objection that we get for people not committing to this. And you're coming down just an hour a week. Imagine if you could come and you lived closer and you lived 20, 30 minutes from here, 15 minutes from here, and you could come 2-3 days a week. What do you say to the crowd out there? What do you say to those guys?
To those guys and myself, I look in the accountability mirror, and the times that I did miss, when I look back, I said to myself when I missed, I'm so tired. The baby woke me up 2 times in the night, and so that put me behind. I put my cardio behind. The next time I came in, I punished myself more because I had less cardio. I have 4 businesses, 2 kids. We travel all over the place, and whatever you tell yourself is going to be your reality at the end of the day. You can do it. If anybody says they have a balanced life and they're an entrepreneur in business, there is no such thing.
No, that's 0.
Yeah, there is no such thing. You just have to, one day I pour more into my family's cup. The next day I pour more into the business, and you always have to take care of yourself. So this is for me first, my family, to protect them, and then third, to propel the business. So you just have to prioritize and do what you want. Anytime I missed, it was pretty much 100% excuse that I just didn't want to get up and go. And then you pay for it the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's no reason to not work out, not take care of yourself, not eat right. Every bad decision I make is one that I've chosen to do.
And, the compound effect of each time you skip class, well, then you're more likely to eat worse. You're more likely to sleep worse. You're more likely to drink less water. We've been talking about this and all these things. Each time that you come to class, you're stacking a brick of success. And I think people forget that is like, each day life is going to throw bricks at you. You can either let them knock your teeth out, or you can use them and you can stack your bricks towards your success and towards your goals. Brian's one of the more dedicated people, especially because of the distance that he drives and the commitment to doing private lessons. And I do not make it easy on him. Like, there is no, I don't want to say there is no mercy, but I can't make it easy because life is not easy. Yeah. Business is not easy. Real life fighting is not easy. And, we teach a martial art that's very real. We don't like to lie to our students about where they're at with their skill set. He knows where he's at today. He knows where he's at. And, I just want to wrap up with this. Some people say, well, a little bit of martial arts is better than nothing. I highly disagree with that, because if Bryan was doing, say, Aikido or Americanized karate or something like that, Hapkido, these things are like so watered down. He might actually think that he can fight because he's never been tested like he was today. I mean, he's still over here sweating. So by putting the student in a reality-based scenario, you let them know where they stand in reality, right? A lot of martial arts, they create this fantasy world where it's like slow punches, slow kicks. It's like all kata. It's all pre-rehearsed, pre-arranged. That's not life. Life, and like you were saying, the crossover to business and to other methodologies that require problem solving. Jiu-jitsu makes you calm under pressure. Yeah. And we have to pressure test this stuff, because otherwise I'm doing him a disservice. I'm doing all the other students a disservice here, and I'm doing myself a disservice, right? So again, guys, this guy's 46 years old, okay? He's in here making it happen, okay? And again, like I said in my last video, this is gonna be the guy that when he's 56, 66, 76, the time that he's putting in now is gonna stack up for the future. Don't let your health get out of control now. And don't wait to learn this stuff, because there's no time like the present, like we've been saying. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, man, check Mike out if you want private lessons, or if you're around here, even if you got to drive a distance. I trust him. He's got my kids in his hands and my family to protect me so I can work. So thanks, man.
Cool. Check out Bryan's company too, Fidelis Mortgage Company. Check him out, and I'll see you next week, bro.
See you.
Good work today.
Thanks.